Hi guys, how are you? So today has been a pretty difficult day. Um, Yesterday my mom decided that she didn't want to fight anymore or be sick anymore. So we made the decision to allow her to pass peacefully. And I was at the hospital all night, and at 4:44 this morning, she left. So I've been processing that all day, and it's something I'm going to continue to process. But something that usually helps me when I'm going through times like this is to just connect and receive messages. And so my intention tonight was to do a Syrian galactic type of reading, to bring in the messages for our emotional body and to just bring in the guidance that is needed at this time. And for anybody out there who is going through any type of loss, or anybody who's lost somebody recently, I know people have been losing pets, people have been losing family members, people have been losing friends. There's been a lot of changes in this physical reality, and it's all in alignment with our purpose, and it's all in alignment with where we're supposed to go. And even when somebody leaves their physical vessel, they're still with us. And being with my mom last night helped me to realize that a lot. So I guess this reading is going to be kind of for people who've lost somebody or had somebody on the other side. And it's also for the collective, anybody who's going through this collective energy right now. I just tuned in to connect with the Syrians and the Pleiadians and the Lyrans, just to get some guidance and some unconditional love, and to take a breath. And so in regards to that, like us being connected to our emotional, like connected to the physical bodies, and how painful it is to lose somebody, I was able to be with my mom through a lot of her sickness and a lot of her times in the hospitals. And I'm glad I was able to be there with her through all of that, because it enabled me to be able to help her to transition and to be a little bit more comfortable. Like, she needed somebody to be there with her. And I actually saw her I saw her spirit leave her body at one point. And there was a lot of other things that happened over the night, like even the 444, and just a worry stone broke at one point. There was just so many things, and it's still being processed. But I just want everybody out there, if you've lost somebody, or if, you're in that process of somebody in your family being sick, or even just a pet, whatever, it's a difficult transition. But like, when we walk away from that physical body, they're no longer in that physical body. They're around us. Like, when I was walking out just to take breaks last night, or to go to the bathroom, I could feel my mother with me, holding my hand. I actually saw her a couple of times. So I think that's an important message to put out there too, for those who will find their way to the reading. And I set the intention that those who need this reading get the messages that they need. And so in regards to the collective right now and all of that, with the influencing energy coming from the Syrian collective, the Lyran collective, and the Pleiadian collective, up here is just like the overall what we need to know type of information, like what's happening. And so number 13 is the first one that came out, and it's free spirit. And so I feel like this is just telling us, as a collective, those people who are transitioning over, or those souls who are transitioning over, there's a lot of different people, different animals, just different souls. They're all souls. All of them who are passing over into this energy of being that free spirit, and to being, connected to their divine truth. And for those of us who are still here on the planet, going through these shifts and going through these transformations in our life, we're aligning more with our free spirit and our divine truth. And every time we go through, and 444 just went by as I said that on the timer. So every time we go through something like this, or we go through these shifts, it aligns us more with our divine truth. And when we learn these lessons and we look for the blessings and we look for the synchronicity and we look for the messages and we know that there's more to this world than we perceive with our third dimensional eyes, that aligns us more with that beautiful free spirit inside of us. And there's just a big call right now for all of us to get into alignment with that divine truth and to honor that free spirit. And I feel like a lot of those who have been suffering for a long time are those who, just have served their time here, they've served their contracts, are being called home. And that's also clearing up contracts with others. If you have any type of contract with somebody, they may be coming to an end at this time. So you may find that relationships that you were in for a long time come to an end, or you may even find that the relationships that you were estranged from begin to heal. So there's going to be a lot of stuff coming together. Like there's going to be a lot of union happening of these free spirits, of these people who are ready to release ego and release the negative stuff and to just love each other and rise above the past. We need to start living in the moment and not looking at like what happened or what was said or what was done. Just be in that moment and honor our truth. And then the next card that came out was number 30, Strength. And if you look here, we have the 1, the 3, and the 3 again. So we know 3 is all about that transformation. The Ascended Masters come with the flames of transformation, and I always attribute that 3 to that connection. And the 3s have been non-stop lately. So I do feel there's a transformation happening in so many different ways. There's a transformation happening for the different phases of people here, for the different souls here. There's different phases happening within our physical reality, our emotional reality, our spiritual reality. Everything is amping up. But the message here is that that divine truth of yours is going to bring you strength. And when you honor that divine truth and you find that strength inside of you, things are going to open up and you're going to feel strong within that free spirit and you're going to be able to shine. So it brings us right over here into number 29. And so if you add that up, we have 11, which is that reminder to pay attention to this. Pay attention to this moment. Live in that moment. Live in unconditional love. Living grounded and rooted into that unconditional love and emanating that out and shining that out. Being that free spirit and finding that strength so that you can shine it into this world and make a difference, because that's what you're here to do. We're here to transform, and that's leading us to number 33. So we're getting confirmation here. 33, this is all about transformation, and if you notice, it's all green. And we get the green spirals, and the green is connected to the heart chakra, so we know that that's all about love. So this transformation is heart-centered, unconditional love type of transformation. This is going to assist the collective. This is going to assist those on their mission, on their journey, those who have been wanting more from life, those who have been wanting to step up into their role of who they're meant to be, and those who have served their role, they're transforming into unconditional love. So this is just a time now of just accelerated love and accelerated transformation, honoring our free spirit and finding the strength in who we really are underneath these physical vessels and shining that out so we can not only transform ourselves, but we can transform the collective. And the next card down here was Awaken. And so I do feel like this is just telling us, our spiritual body is awakening, but our emotional body is awakening too right now. This transformation is happening on so many different levels, and I do feel like people are going to be at different spots. We have the number 1 up here again, is that like, aha, pay attention, this is big. And this awakening of the rainbow warriors coming through as well, like those who have been sent here to do this mission, to do this work, to do the raising of the consciousness, and to just be a channel for light. And knowing that every struggle you go through, every hard thing that you have to endure makes you stronger, and it makes you more available to those who need you. So you go through all of this stuff so that you can, rise through it, heal it, transmute it, and then you can be that person for somebody else. You can be that one. I shared something the other day, and it was a little like a meme or something, but the words on it were talking about the one who always shows up, the one who's always there, the one that you can count on, the one that, you know, loves the wounded and looks beyond the insult to the reason why that person made that insult, the one who sees the pain behind anger, and the one who just recognizes that, you know, the unconditional love is all that's really needed, and there's no reason to, you know, hold anything against anybody. It's, you know, time to just release ego and release the past and step into this now moment, awakened and in that heart-centered love. And then we had number 17, which always brings in those emissaries of light. And it's all about our integrity, which is the same message up here. We're going to find integrity in that divine truth of ours. And that divine truth is going to allow us to raise our perspective up and see the big picture, and to stop looking at it through the eyes of society. Stop looking at it through, like, what would this person think? Or is this right? Or is that wrong? Or what should I do? Do what you feel is in alignment with your soul. And do it from that place of unconditional love, and you can do no wrong. If you know that you're honoring and that you're being true to who you truly are, and that you're honoring in integrity to others around you, that's all that you have to worry about at the end of the day. And that will assist in raising up the consciousness on this planet as each of us awaken, and as each of us rise into these roles and into our integrity and into our divine truth, and we show the path and we show the way. Others can awaken, and others can ripple that consciousness out. So just know that every little thing that you're doing is doing something big. I know a lot of people have been messaging or asking lately, like, how they can do more, how they can reach more. And just by you being here and having that intention, you are doing it. That intention alone is why you're here. Because there's a lot of people on this planet that wouldn't even have a second thought. And you've come in here to change that. You've come in here to raise that. So just keep doing it as much as you can, in alignment with you, loving you, honoring you, and allowing yourself to rise up and to see that you are affecting the collective, and that you are an amazing divine soul on this planet. And it's all part of that mission that you're here to complete. And then we have number 6, which is celebration. And so I do feel like all of those seeds that we've planted along the way, they're awakening, they're transforming, they're shining, there's strength in them. And that's going to be our new truth. That's going to be our new foundation. That's where we're going to find our safety. And the fact that we've planted these seeds, and these seeds are growing, and it's all leading into the divine. And there's nothing separating us from that divine. You know, take a moment just to connect with your soul, to connect with your I am presence, or to connect with somebody you may have lost, and ask them to show up. I talked to my mom yesterday, and I asked her who she was going to come back as, what type of bird. And she told me the cardinal. And today I got home, and within a few hours I looked outside, and there was a cardinal. And I've only lived here for a short time, but in that short time I have not seen a cardinal. So that was the confirmation I needed. And the confirmation that we all need in our lives can come through at any time. So you have to celebrate and know and trust in that divine light, and allow and ask to be shown the messages, or to be guided to your loved ones, or to your guides, or to your I am presence, whatever you need in that moment. But really open up your emotional body right now for healing and for transformation. It's time to celebrate those emotions, and it's time to release those emotions. We don't want to be bottling them up anymore. So taking some time out just for yourself, any type of emotion. Some people are coming through with anger, some people are coming through with sadness, some people are coming through with just not having any feeling. So we need to start getting in connection with our emotional body and allow ourselves to receive and to heal. And then these two cards came out together, and they were kind of in alignment with the other cards up here. So this one was pay attention and notice the repetitious signs in your inner guidance, as this can yield valuable information. So it's like what we were just talking about here, doing the meditation, you know, connecting with your I am presence, asking to see the signs, asking to see the synchronicity. Ask for something specific, and I guarantee it will show up, but you have to trust and believe and know that it's there. They want you to pay attention to this, because right now it's like amplified. All of these numbers, all of these sequences, they all hold coded vibration, frequency, and light. And when you see it, it's activating something inside of you. And each one holds its own meaning. So they want you to trust yourself, to open up, to know that you're woken enough to realize and connect and put the pieces together. Those 111s are, hey, what are you thinking about? Okay, well, that's what you're thinking about, so that's what you're creating. So pay attention and know that you're being helped. Heaven is working behind the scenes to help you, even if you don't see results yet. And that's something that's important to remember. We have to ask. You know, we pay attention and see the signs and the synchronicity, and they can show us that. But if we really want them to come in and make a difference and change something or assist something, we have to ask. And when we're trying to ask for somebody else, we have to ask in alignment with their I am presence. So just make sure that you're taking the time out to recognize and see that you're being helped. Like sometimes we don't even realize when we're being helped that we're actually really being like loved, guided, supported, and things aren't as bad as it may seem. So pay attention to all that and stay in that place of gratitude. And pay attention to the fact that there's many, many people who will surround you, support you, and love you, and the collective holds you in that light, and your guides hold you in that light, and there is endless, endless energy that holds you in light, and you are the creator and manifester of that in your reality. And then down here we had consult an expert, and it says more information is needed. Contact someone with experience in this area. So I do feel like because all of these shifts that are coming up, all of this transformation that is coming up, things are changing in the physical world, and things are changing in our emotional world and in our spiritual world, and that can be very overwhelming. And so living in this physical world, if there's something going on with your physical reality or your home or where you live or just like your job or whatever, if you're overwhelmed with stuff and you don't know what to do, reach out, because people want to help you. So pay attention to that and ask so that you can receive. You don't have to try and figure everything out for yourself. You can be helped, you can be supported, you can be guided. And if somebody offers to help you, allow them to help you. And just allow that emotional body to be nurtured right now. That's a big thing coming through. We just need to honor who we are in that place of integrity, and reach out to those who can help us with different things in our lives. This is like the end of this phase. Like there's no more holding back. Karmic patterns are coming to an end. Relationships are coming to an end. Moving, changing. So much stuff is going on. So make sure that you reach out to let people help you. And underneath here we have let yourself receive, which says allow others to give you loving care and receive without guilt or apologies. So this is a big message coming through with this. You know, ask your friends, ask your family, ask your community. If you need help, just put it out there and ask, and don't allow yourself to feel guilty or apologize for that. That is a big lesson I've been learning. You know, I've had so many people messaging me to say they're sorry about my mom, and you know, I type back thank you, and I don't even know what to say sometimes. It's like my phone just like types out thank you for me now, because I just keep saying thank you, thank you, thank you. But, you know, if you need something in times or in moments, let yourself receive it from people, because people do want to help you, and people want to love you, and people may be able to assist you in whatever it is that that goes on in your collective reality. So that is a message coming through right now for all of us, and that could be in regards to our relationships too. Like I saw a pattern with some of the people in my life where they were like kind of cutting themselves off from receiving good stuff because they were expecting bad stuff. So let yourself receive the good stuff too. Like don't expect that something's going to be bad. You know, sometimes we think somebody's going to act a certain way or do a certain thing, or they said something for a certain reason, but we can't ever really know what somebody else's intention is. So if we start living in the moment instead of in this fear of what somebody might think or somebody might say or what they might have done already or who they might have told something to, get yourself out of those thoughts, get yourself out of that place, and just let yourself receive from those who you know aren't doing that. You know, pay attention and allow your heart to guide you, and stay in connection with those who are in integrity and those who are in that awakened light and who want to see you transform and shine, who don't want to dull your shine. And then we had music for manifesting. And it says, to manifest rapidly, think of your desire while you chant, hum, sing, or play music. And it's funny because for the past couple of days, I've been having one song after another playing in my head. And it's just like songs that I haven't even like heard in years. It's just some old stuff, and it's just different things. And so I know that like I've been pulled, like even when I'm in the car lately, I've been putting the music on. So just know that using any of the vibrations of music will assist you in your manifesting. I have singing bowls, I have a singing pyramid that I like to use when I'm doing something like this. So when I do my healings or my activations for groups of people, like it's my intention to heal them, and that I intend that each vibration of the gong or each vibration of the bowl does something for that person. So, use that ability to manifest through music. And you don't have to be the person playing a bowl or any special instrument. You can just put music on and allow yourself to kind of like meditate and listen. Or you can even dance. Dance is a wonderful way to raise your vibration and to connect and to manifest the things into your life that you need. And then down here we have alchemy. So you have the Midas touch right now, and every project you begin turns to gold. And this message was coming throughout the other night for the divine masculine and feminine within the other readings. And it is, there is abundance is coming for a lot of people. It may show up in different forms. It may show up in a way that you didn't expect or wouldn't kind of want to expect, but it is happening either way. So just be open to receive your abundance. Let yourself receive it without guilt, without any apologies. Just know that that's part of your trip here. That is part of your assignment or your lesson or your karmic pattern or whatever it is that's going on in your life. However the abundance shows up in your life, just be grateful and open to receive it, and know that there's a reason for it happening, and that everything will continue to move forward in the way that it's supposed to. But so many people hold on to this, and I did for such a long time. I held on to, and like I still see myself do it. Like even when I've been talking to my sister about stuff with my mom, like I'm like, oh, I don't want that, you can, like, and neither of us are like, we're like very like just not even in that headspace at all, like trying to figure out what to do with certain things, and just neither of us are like jumping to take anything, and we just kind of want everything to just be where it should be and how she would want it, so when you are having types of things like this go on in your life, just make sure you take time out to come from that unconditional love and that light and that strength that's inside of you and that integrity inside of you, and make sure you're always being in that energy of gratitude and thankfulness, and just rising above and doing what's best for each other. Like, we also have something of my mom's that's like an oxygen thing that is a very expensive thing for people who travel. It's an easier way for them to travel if they use oxygen. So instead of like selling it or anything, we were thinking to donate it to somebody that can't afford it. So we're going to try to figure out how to do that. But it's like those little things, and try to take this and fit this into your reality. I know not everybody's going through exactly what I'm going through, but I do feel like this is a collective thing right now. A lot of people are losing people. A lot of people are losing loved ones or souls within their life, or just people who they kind of know, maybe a friend, a family member, a coworker, it may be a pet. There's just been a lot going on, especially within my community. So and whenever that's going on in the physical reality, it's going on in the spiritual reality too. And it's going on in your emotional body. And I know this new moon energy that was in just a few days ago brought up a lot of emotions to the surface, and a lot of stuff from the past is coming up to be healed. So just go with the flow and allow all of this to happen. And then the last card from the Crystal Angel deck I pulled out was Own Your Divine Power. Replace codependent people pleasing with assertiveness and empowerment. And I think that's kind of perfect, because even like when my mom was sick, like I did it. I'm happy that I did it. But, this has been going on for years, and I'm noticing that pattern within me that, like, it's just one thing after another usually, or me trying to help somebody and just, giving. And so it's time to stop just giving, and stand in my power and my own empowerment and do what is right for me. And I feel like this is that opportunity to do that now. Um, my mom is at peace. I'm in my new home. So now I just need to put my head down, own my divine power, honor myself, do what I need to do for me for the next few weeks and months, and just get my life going in that direction that I've been wanting to go. So I do feel like that's a collective message for us. Whatever it is you're going through, find that integrity inside of yourself, find that worth inside of yourself, allow yourself to transform into that awakened person that you are. Get rid of the people who do not serve you, align yourself with those who want to help you. Use that Midas touch that you have. Pay attention to the signs and synchronicity, because it's pushing you and guiding you on your journey. Consult those who can assist you, and receive without that guilt, and receive without feeling like you have to be a people pleaser or you have to do this for that. Stop worrying so much about everybody else and start putting yourself first. When you put yourself first, your life really transforms and opens up, and things can really get a lot better for people. And so this is one of the Earth Warriors Oracle cards, and it's Mayu, which is Soma from the Galactic Heart, and I thought that was perfect to come through with our Syrian Cosmic Readings energy tonight. So that's number 36, and if we add up 36, we get the 9, so we know that's about endings and new beginnings, which makes sense for all of the rest of the messages that came through. And I really love the book that comes with this card, with these cards, so I'm going to read out of the book if you'd like to listen. So it is Soma from the Galactic Heart. The Divine Mother's milk of the galaxy is feeding your soul. Expansion of your horizons, your spiritual purpose, and your sacred responsibilities is taking place. Divine potential within you is awakening at a higher turn of the creative spiral of consciousness. This oracle is prophecy of ascension and grace. And in a reading, your soul has been going through a deep spiritual feeding process, and it is growing rapidly. The evidence of this is in the outer world, will be a sense of expansion and opportunity, reach, connections, and new levels of spiritual experiences. This oracle foretells the welcoming of a new phase in life. Newborn energies and fertility, whether biological, creative, or psychological, are being stimulated. The oracle indicates a discovery, development, and expression of talents. An increasingly public profile, which moves you to the spotlight, can help you fulfill your divine life mission, provided that you keep your inner connection to spirit as the higher priority. This oracle speaks of soul healing around matters of trust, spirit, mother, and abundance. Mayu, star goddess of the Milky Way, was seen clearly in the skies of the ancient Incas. In Western tradition, the Milky Way is recognized as a metaphor for nourishment and the milk of the heavens. When she appears as an oracle, it is an omen of happiness, satisfaction, and fulfillment. If you develop your spiritual practice, you shall come to experience feeling drunk on divine bliss, like a baby in an ecstasy of complete fulfillment through the mother's milk. When we connect with the galactic heart, it is a sign of spiritual advancement. We are growing in such a way that our being becomes ready, willing, and able to take up more spiritual space in the atmosphere. You will express that spiritual growth in your life according to your talents. If you are a thinker, your ideas will become more inspired, expansive, and original. If you are a healer, you will experience a flow of a new quality of divine conscious through your work. If you are a leader, you will experience a feeling of being overshadowed by something truly great, kind, and helpful, whilst at the same time feeling more fearless, bold, and confident to speak your truth and guide those in your care. Whatever the truth of your soul encounters with the galactic heart are granted in order to evoke, expand, and empower it upon the earth. Some interpretations of the Vedas from ancient India see the Milky Way as the heavenly Soma, the nectar of immortality and the drink of the divine. Soma can feed the soul, but like any food, healthy or otherwise, too much at any given time is hard to digest and can create more harm than good. More divine light and energy is not always better, at least not when we try to take it all in at once. We need to learn when enough is enough, to detach from the Divine Mother's breast and rest in contentment and fulfillment of the present moment. to allow ourselves to be spiritually fed, to know when to latch on and when to detach from the inflow of spiritual energy, to allow for the mind, body, and soul to adjust to the increased levels of light and spiritual nutrition, and to metabolize that for healing growth. We need to feel, trust, and surrender into the divine feminine. If we have had difficult issues around trust, support, and nourishment as human beings, then clearing those issues through grace so as to be able to receive the heavenly nectar without greed or fear is important. Maya offers healing of these matters with grace. Digestion and integration allow us to utilize the blessing and become ready for further expansion when it's time to be fed again. We trust that her sacred food will be available when needed. We can learn to rest into that all the Galactic Mother will provide for our soul, growing us into the fullness of our spiritual radiance and maturity. One dose of her extraordinary blessed soma at a time. And then there is a healing process. So say this prayer aloud with one hand on your heart. I invoke the unconditional love of the Galactic Heart and give thanks for all that is good, true and nourishing of my being on all levels through unconditional love. I surrender with forgiveness and blessing any issue to do with mothering or being mothered, whether too much or too little. I release myself from false guilt, shame, and judgment now. I release the mother figures in my life with forgiveness in my heart, for I no longer wish to hold on to pain. I acknowledge I am worthy and deserving of nourishment straight from the sacred milk of unconditional love from the Galactic Mother. May all mothers receive healing and guidance, blessing, assistance from the Divine Mother of all souls. With trust, I open myself now to receive what is needed for the ecstatic fulfillment of my own being through divine grace, and with gratitude, so it is. And now it is time to close your eyes and rest for as long as feels good. Whether you wish to meditate or sleep, just close your eyes. Give yourself permission to do that now. And you can begin that process by gazing at the image on the card for a moment. Gently focusing on the light at the heart center of the Galactic Goddess, and imagining, feeling, visualizing, or pretending that you are stepping right into that heart light as you either zone out into sleep, rest your eyes, or meditate. And when you are ready, ground yourself with some deep cleansing breaths in and out as your energy emerges from your rest. You could move your body around a little and ground yourself into the here and now, and then you will know that you've completed your healing process. So I hope you all have a beautiful night. I'm still offering my 11 card special for $33 for the rest of the month. So I hope you have a wonderful day in Munay. Namaste.